hold up. I got something to say. Is you listening? It has been brought to my attention, and I see a lot of people doing something that they love to do. I know, and you know, a few of these people. They're what you call cherry pickers. You know what a cherry picker is? A cherry picker is? It's right here. It's a person that go in and pick what they want to pick to fit whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish. I scroll on Facebook, Instagram, social media posts, and I see this verse. And I'm going to talk about it. Because I can and because I know what it's about. A lot of y'all cherry pick this verse ain't never studied it. It just fits the current narrative of what's going on. And this is what it says. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, I will forgive their sins, and will heal their land. Who is this? Who is he talking to? Who is the person talking? What is the setup of what's going on right now? A lot of you cannot answer those questions. A lot of you don't know. You've not done the background. You don't know the foundation on it. But because this verse is surrounded by a plague or a idea about what happens when plagues go forth at a particular time in the Bible. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Because it's behind that idea, you see coronavirus going on, so you plug this out of nowhere. You don't even know what, okay, the first thing that you see, the header. 2 Chronicles 7, dedication of the temple. What temple? What feast is this? Do you know anything about the feast days? Do you celebrate them? Do you recognize them, rather? Do you observe them? So how can you pluck a verse out and you don't do the rest of the verse that it pertains to? But because it fits your narrative, you use it. That's cherry picking. That's dangerous. I used to do it. I know all about it. I used to be a religious person. Then I woke up. It's the Matrix, y'all. That's what it is. That's what religion is, man. All of them the same. And this Bible has been manipulated with man's hands all on it. All the numbers in it speaks of gematria and isosophy, Greek mythology, Egyptianology, all kind of mythologies. But it says, when Solomon finished praying, fire came down from heaven and consumed the burnt offering and the sacrifice. And the glory of the Lord filled the temple. The priest could not enter the temple of the Lord because the glory of the Lord filled it. When all the Israelites, who was he talking to? Israelites. This book is for Israel, by Israel. If you're not an Israelite, if you don't observe the culture of an Israelite, you haven't been grafted into the branch or the tree, rather. This don't even pertain to you. One thing about when you go into a job, you earn a job, you get a job, you have to transform into a worker of that particular job. I can't take Lear ideas into BMW because BMW has different policies. Same thing with religion. A lot of you claim that you Christians, but you don't observe the things of the Old Testament that made Israel Israel and Israelites Israelites. Things that make America America come from Americans. That's what make us Americans. You see what I just did there? So it's the same thing. It's the same concept. It says, when all of Israel saw the fire come down in the glory of the Lord above the temple, they knelt on the pavement with their faces on the ground. They worshipped and gave thanks to the Lord, saying, He is good. His love endures forever. The king of all the people offered sacrifice before the Lord, and King Solomon offered a sacrifice of 20,000. And it goes on to tell you all this slaughter. I mean, straight slaughter. Musical instruments, praising the Lord, the Levites and everything. They consecrated everything, whatever. It says in verse 8, so Solomon observed the festival at the time for 7 days. What festival? Do you know the feast of the Lord? Can you teach them to somebody? That's how you know them. Can you teach them to somebody and tell me what they're about? This type of typology, how it pertains to Jesus, how it pertains to your holy book. You don't know none of that shit. None of it. But you pick up a verse that sound good and it's got some pertainance to, you think, coronavirus, and that's what you use. And I'm gonna tell you why I say they think it got some pertaining to some coronavirus in a minute. This is the Feast of Tabernacles. The Feast of Tabernacles, one of the fall feasts. One of the feasts that you observe from August, between the months of August and October. Why did I say that? Because there's 2 turnings of the year in Exodus 34:22 that you have to sync up the months of the Bible. How God, quote unquote God in the Bible, starts his year in March. That's one turning, the spring equinox, and then the fall equinox. 2 turnings of the year that these 7 feasts of the Lord are in reference to, and they go hand in hand with. But you don't know that. But you can pluck a verse out. You can pluck a verse out that don't pertain to you at this particular time. It says, when Solomon had finished the temple of the Lord, royal plan, succeeding in carrying all he had in his mind to do in the temple of the Lord, and all in his place, the Lord appeared to him. At the night and said, I have heard your prayers and chosen this place for myself as a temple for sacrifices. It says, when I shut up the heavens and there's no rain, or command locusts to devour the land, or send plague upon my people. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sins and heal their land. Who will hear from heaven? If this is the Lord that's talking and have appeared, who? This must be Jesus. It got to be Jesus. I thought the Lord was God the Father, Yahweh, the Tetragrammaton Yahweh, YHWH. But that word appeared. When you look at that word appeared, let's see. Go back. That's 2 Chronicles 12. Now that's the word pestilence. The word plague is the word pestilence. Pestilence, the etymology on pestilence got something to do with animals. This is directly tied to animals. I know you say, well, it came from a bat. No, it did not. That shit was in a lab somewhere. The word appeared. Since I thought no one has ever appeared before, no, God has never showed himself. Right? It says appear, appears, approve, become visible, encounter, faced, exposed, experience. It just looked like To me, it looked like you in front of somebody. The word is, and you don't even know the Hebrew. You couldn't even read this. You couldn't read this. You couldn't read it. You don't know none of the alphabet for it, but you believe it. That's the thing about it. You believe something you don't understand, a language that you don't even know. You blindly follow it. That's why you can't spell believe with L-I-E. You have to have a L-I-E in order to get people to believe. You can't spell believe without L-I-E. That's Resh. That's Resh. That's Aleph. That's Dalet. It's the word, English word, Raha. That means to, like I said, appear, saw. And these are all scriptures that God saw. When God saw it was good, he seen it with his own eyes, right? Or with his very being. So if Solomon saw the Lord, it says in verse 12, how could that be possible when nobody seen the Lord? That's what it's saying in the New Testament. Paul said that. It says, if you read on, I have chosen to consecrate this temple so that my name be there forever. What temple? The temple of Solomon. The only temple that he approved of. I'm talking about your God, Yahweh, 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 whatever you call him. I am that I am. Ahaya, Asher Ahaya. El Shaddai. Whatever you call him. El Camino. It's a bunch of different names out here for him. So if he consecrated this temple forever, how are we the new temple in the New Testament? It's a new set of laws, I guess, huh? That ain't forever then. And I won't even go into the rest of this, man. But you get the point of what I'm saying. And you know what I'm saying is true. You can't cherry pick and get out what you want based on what's going on around you. And you have to know the etymology of some of these words. Plague is not talking about, oh man. Y'all are something else, man. I've been there though. I've been there. I can't do much talking because I've been there. I know where you're at. But you got, look, that's what you want to believe. Fine, that's what you believe. If that's what you want to believe. Fine, that's what you believe. I'm just saying you got to be knowledgeable about what you believe. Pick up the book, study the book, learn the book, learn the language. Go back and start walking back the history of where everything came from. Don't just blindly follow something because you think you feel something. Because, in all honesty, religion is based on region. Religion is based on region. It's not based on nothing else but that fact. You will not believe what you believe if you didn't live where you live. And that's a fact, Jack. If you didn't live in America, if you live somewhere else, you will believe something else. Because everybody's God is the right God to them based on where they live. Islam think that Allah is right and they waiting on somebody. The Jewish think that their God is right and they waiting on somebody. Hindus think that Krishna is right and they waiting on somebody. Everybody waiting on somebody to crack the sky open. And while you waiting, these people out here hemming us up. And if you really know this book, all this book is gematria, up and down, left and right. It's isosophy, it's Greek isosophy, it's Egyptology, it's all of that mythology, man. And it's crafted, it's cunningly crafted by man's hands. And that's not to say that there is no God. I'm not saying that because I believe every design has a designer. I don't believe there is a big bang. I don't believe just a big bang. It's like throwing stuff in the air and then you get this perfect little world. I don't believe that. I believe this world was shaped and molded. I do believe that. I believe in some sciences. I do. But that's not to say that one God is right and one is wrong. Because I believe good people deserve good things in the afterlife. And that's not to say that bad people deserve hell. Because I believe energy is transformed into other things. Energy never really rests or dies. So we will be transformed into something, but I'm digressing from the point. You can't cherry pick this scripture to make it fit your narrative without knowing the history of this scripture and what is going on at this particular time. The Feast of Tabernacles for the children of Israel. This is why they said on the 8th day they held an assembly, because officially that feast was 8 days. And this is like until Revelation in the 1,000-year reign. The 7 feasts sync up with the 1,000-year reign of Revelation. But y'all don't know that because you don't study. You don't read. You just go to church, look cute, come home and do your own thing. I hope you feel some type of way about this, because I do. Because I know the work that most of you don't put into this. But yet you call yourself a Christian. You don't practice the culture, though. And why should that matter to me? It shouldn't matter to me, but when I was in it hard. If you're going to do something half-steppingly, don't do it. If you're going to half-step the religion, you might as well not even be in it. Because the other religions, they go hard. If you're going to go hard, go hard. And I'm going to leave it at that. I just said something. And you know, as always, it's freely given. Northside apartments, Bowers Court, Phyllis Gun, Crescent Ave, Park Hill, Hub City, Taco Court, Waffle Street, Pine Hill.